Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game that we're finishing making. When we last left off, Buttertown, I already past tense that, and I didn't mean to. Let me try that again. When we last left off, Buttertown got burnt. Let's go ahead and finish this here card 1. I'm not going to worry about saving just yet. Here's the little warning to make sure the second memory card is inserted, because if you're using certain emulators and your card is not inserted at this point, then trying to insert it will not work for some reason. Mainly with like Ep64, if we're on this screen right here and you don't have it inserted, trying to insert it will not work. So that is why I give the warning ahead of time. And I have an opportunity to save both before and after the change because, I don't know, depends on a person's preference. Anyway, this town's got burnt, so let's find out why it's burnt. A floating castle flew by and dropped a metric ton of lava on us. Well, there's our answer. I'd be more mad, but being a skeleton is way better than being disappeared. Yeah, as a reminder, he was kinda cursed to disappear depending on whether this was flipped. It won't budge. Well, I guess the lava sealed it so that it can't be flipped anymore. Do not steal donuts. Daristrix, are you fighting fire with fire? That is dumb. I will make you less dumb. Daristrix has become a spit dragon. Remember, Daristrix is hot-headed, but if you make a plan, he will follow it. Okay, I don't know if you just saw that, but before this text box appeared, there was a screen flash. I did not actually program in a screen flash. That might be a glitch, because there's supposed to be a snapshot at this point for the ending, but you're not actually supposed to see the snapshot when you're playing the game. So that was weird. Also, this guy is reminding us to use the plan feature so that he will take advantage of various stuff as well as not use stuff that you don't want him to use. For example, I was not paying attention and I made it so Monkey C has this stuff disabled instead of Daristrix. Gotta pay attention to that. Xanto1 in the Twitch chat is asking, is writing text in the PlayStation RPG Maker a nightmare like it is on the SNES RPG Makers? Yep, you still gotta use a controller to input all the text. Have fun with that. Let's go ahead and rest here. Welcome to Inf. He has 20 coins. Would like a room? Yes. Now, since this is Jenny's inn and she's on our team, just because we spent that money does not mean we actually lost that money, because it's right back in our inventory. You know what? I'm going to make another attempt to get this phone to trigger. At the very least, because triggering it will allow us a snapshot during the ending. And I'd like to be able to have all the snapshots possible during the ending. So, come on, phone. There's a 20% chance that when you walk into this room, the phone will ring. But think about percentages in RPG Maker 1, they're not entirely guaranteed. There it goes. What might be 20% may actually turn out to be like 5% in practice. Or it could be like 80% in practice. Jenny, I got your number, and it's a winner! Come next door for your prize. So let's go ahead and get that. Oh, what else do you say? You say you want me to join you? Sorry, I am keeping things cool after that dumping. Let's get our prize. Congratulations! Here is your prize. Got the Imitation Magic Golden Helmet. Thanks for playing! Bye! Alright, who do we want to give this to? Monkey C's got the lowest defense, so go with that. Meanwhile, Mr. Robot over here has, well, if I had used a water stick as an item, I would not have melted. And that's another thing I added between streams. I wanted to throw in this hint that if you use sticks as items, something special will happen, because by this point, maybe the player hasn't figured that out yet, so this'll let them know. Now it's dusty and on fire. Did you know? At this time, there are over 25 entries in the RPG Maker franchise. Known as RPG in Japan, only 10 of these have released in English. This RPGM was the first in English, localized in 2000, 3 years after Japan got it. But Japan's first entry was Memorin, which was released on PCs around 1989. This series has certainly been around for a while. Glad its popularity has only increased. I guess, as a skeleton, it makes sense that I don't talk. It's funny that now that he's a skeleton, he's finally talking. Alright. At this point, first things first, we don't need the stick anymore. Sell that. Having a few fire sticks on hand would not be a bad idea. Couple extras, sure. One unfortunate thing about RPG Maker 1, by the way, you can't tell if somebody has something equipped already, nor can you tell if it's something that is worth equipping on a person until you buy it. Let's buy a bunch of these bananas. Actually, let's also buy a few hit points. Revive items, that is. And a few teas might not be a bad idea. One more banana. That'll do. Alright, let's get onward to the final dungeon. Just taking a moment to think if there's anything else. I don't think there is. So, moving on. It occurs to me that I never actually came up with a name for the final dungeon. It is simply called Castle. So, I guess that's what the final dungeon is called. It's called Castle. So here we come across this slime who's kind of watching us. If we attack him, we find out that he's pretty dang strong. So the game kicks us out of the battle since we can't win it. This slime sure is strong. So we'll come over here and trigger the puzzle. So now we gotta try to chase that slime into that hole up there. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that hole real quick. There's a button down there, but no way back out. So let's go ahead and try to chase the slime over to the hole. The reason why we're chasing the slime to the hole and not pushing the barrel is because in RPG Maker 1, that's not even possible. We cannot have the barrel do different things depending on what direction we're pushing it from. We can have it do one thing based on the direction you're pushing it, but not multiple things. Also, I wanted to make sure that there were no random encounters in this room because having random encounters while you're trying to solve a puzzle is annoying. Break the barrel? Yes. Something else I did in between streams was make it so that you can see that door down there opening, so that the player knows they can go back out and save if they want to, which in fact is what we're going to do. So that we don't have to worry about dying and then having to redo that puzzle. Besides, I haven't saved since the start of the game. Xanto1 says, not using the metal slime to farm experience. What a waste. In this game, that's probably not really necessary to farm experience. It's a pretty short game. And that is a thing that happened. By the way, within RPG Maker 1's resources is a map that is kind of like that falling tunnel, but it has an opening at the bottom that you would theoretically fall through. But whoever designed that map goofed, because instead of falling into the hole, you fall over it. So that is why I did not use that. So now we got this situation where we've all been separated and we need to regroup. Along the way, there's these guys, which are actually pretty easy to take down because they don't actually attack you, they just steal your MP if given the chance. It's a good idea that I did have these guys not attack you, because it would be kind of tough going through them with just Monkey C. Mind you, if you wanted to actually do that, you can. Retrieving your party members is actually completely optional. In fact, if you want to go ahead and try that for yourself, go ahead. Me, I'm going to retrieve Jenny at the very least. I'll leave behind Daristrix, but Jenny I'm gonna go ahead and retrieve. Because I figure for anybody who would like to play the game, I'd leave them a couple of options. Either they can go ahead and challenge themselves to beat the game with only Monkey C, because I didn't, or they could go ahead and grab Daristrix and have fun bringing a dragon through the game, because I didn't. Meanwhile, these guys all drop burnt leaves to kind of make up for all the MP that they steal. Although the burnt leaves don't really heal much. And this switch here is actually completely useless, don't even worry about it. Just go straight towards rescuing Jenny. Thanks for dropping by, teehee. Ambushes are, of course, slightly annoying, but whatever. These guys only have 1 HP. Having flowers in this area probably not a smart idea, so they're kind of worse for wear. It's implied, by the way, that this area is where all the lava was stored that was dumped on Buttertown. And then comes these guys who have absolutely no element attached to them, so now's a really good time to use one of these fire sticks, because these guys are not resistant to it. So they're trying to use Stone Sleep on us, which has a chance of either making us fall asleep or turning us to stone. Being turned to stone is obviously the worst situation, so get rid of them before that has a chance of happening. And there's a level up for Jenny. While I'm thinking about it, Monkey C also had a level up earlier, so what do we got now? We got Knock It Off, which is Dispel. Gonna be very useful, that one. Meanwhile, Jenny's got Hearts, which is a heal spell for all of us. And of course, earlier she learned Anesthesia, which allows her to make an enemy fall asleep. Just one enemy, though. Also, Monkey C's got this attack buff for the whole team. Alright, just real quick, use a couple more of those leaves. And inside this treasure chest, Got bananas, teas, hit points, onions, and those handy fire sticks. Now, we could proceed onward this way, but we need to go back and flip the switch again so that we can reach a very useful item. Along the way, of course, we got some more enemies, including these harpy characters, who are potentially dangerous because they have that spell that they just use to boost their attack. So this is where using Knock It Off would come in handy, because we could knock off that. Of course, they can still flap their wings at all of us. Well, one of us anyway. So we'll do this, and that'll set everything up down below so that we can go ahead and get the treasure. I think that thing's almost dead, so I'll go ahead and strategize my attacks. Get the stronger hit on the one who hasn't been hit. By the way, if you were soloing this as Monkey C, having that confuse spell would definitely be helpful, as well as the dispel. And you'd also want to make sure to have plenty of bananas on hand. Also, those status resistance ups that I used earlier, if you were going solo with Monkey, best to put all of them on him. There's also one particular enemy right down here that will pretty much kill you if you're soloing as Monkey C. We haven't encountered it yet, but if you see that particular enemy, probably a good idea to just run away. Also, having all the extra status resistance on Monkey C would definitely be helpful when fighting these guys, because then you wouldn't be falling asleep. Although at the same time, counterattacking because of those charge attacks is pretty handy. And of course you want to have multiple fire sticks on hand, just in case one of them happens to break. Those fire sticks are going to be very handy whenever you're dealing with multiple enemies and you're only bringing Monkey C. Alright, we got another new spell for Jenny. She's now got Hardier, which is a stronger heal spell for one person. And unfortunately, RPG Maker 1 does not tell you whenever you learn more than one spell, so it's worth noting that we've also got this emergency spell, which heals all of us for 100 HP, but for the cost of 70 HP to cast it. So, really only going to get much use out of it whenever Jenny still has a lot of health left, which is not actually the situation right now. But then again, it doesn't matter at this moment because you cannot use special attacks whatsoever outside of battle. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to this secret. Oh, and here's those guys. These are the guys that you want to avoid fighting if you're fighting only as Monkey C, because these guys attack multiple times. And having them all focus their attacks on Monkey C, well, you'd basically be dead. I got kind of unlucky on that turn, in fact, because under normal circumstances they would only attack 2 times, but there is a chance, as you just saw, that they would attack 3 times. Let's get some healing going on. Meanwhile, Xanto1 is asking what the C in Monkey C stands for, and Maddie has just answered that question. Indeed, Monkey See, Monkey Do. You know what? More healing. Or not. Not really necessary now. Of course, even though we don't have Daristrix on our team anymore, we have his dragon scales that he gave us. Therefore, we're not damaged by the lava. Yargle Bargle! Do you want to fight a weak monster or a strong monster? Alright, as a reminder, choosing Ook will give us an item that heals HP, and choosing Screech will give us an item that heals MP. We're gonna go with the HP item. Ook? What the heck is Ook supposed to mean? You know what? Screw it. You get the strong monster. Alright, we're fighting a water serpent and lava. Oh gosh, why? And we received the cooked meat. Wait, what just happened? Ah, crap. Did I summon a water serpent again? You know what? Never mind. I don't feel like challenging you now. I feel empty inside. So those many-mans who attack you multiple times are primarily encountered below the save point. So as long as you reach the save point, you should be fine. By the way, to anybody who has recently joined, Monkey C started this game as an actual monkey. But when Jenny kissed him for saving her from a thief, Jenny kissed Monkey C, and Monkey C got turned into a human. Because why not? Already at level 10. For the record, I tested the final boss assuming that we're at level 9, so we're actually ahead of the curve at this point. Stop! I will not let you reach my master. Prepare for a battle the likes you may have never seen. And we're going into a custom battle that I made because I figured I'd show what it's like to create a custom battle in RPG Maker 1. Attack mid-boss. Avoid his magic sparks. If you get zapped too many times or fall into a pit, you lose. And by pits, the game means don't step on these too many times because you'll fall through, as mid-boss demonstrated earlier. So, we'll just go ahead and attack him. He teleports away. And basically rinse and repeat. But as the battle goes on, more sparks appear on the battlefield. On the battlefield. On the battlefield. Get over here, Blue Spark. Thank you. So, the idea here is that if you step on one of the sparks, you lose one of your teammates. And if you run out of teammates, it's obviously game over. Alright, I'm gonna add Drat. Okay, there. Take a shortcut. Avoid the mess down there. And then that turns into a hole, which means instant death if you run into it. But I'm gonna avoid it. And we get some experience, as well as another ice stick. So now we have 2 ice sticks on hand. Not only do we have the ice stick that Monkey C is using, but now we have a spare, so I can go ahead and use the second ice stick as an item to cast an ice spell, and not worry so much if it breaks, because Monkey C still has the one he's got equipped. Alright, next up is the final boss, but gonna go back and heal. And by the way, an interesting situation came up if, for example, you decided not to rescue Jenny and come here to Jenny's Inn where she offers you to spend the night. And it's like, wait, how does that work? So what I did in between streams is I made it so that if you come here without Jenny, she will run in, ask you if you want to stay, take your money, and then go back to where you left her. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but we're already playing this game where a monkey got turned into a human when a nurse kissed him. So, all logic is already out the window. I also had a potential game-breaking glitch if you decided to not get Darastrix at the start of the game, and you also skipped rescuing Jenny. What would happen is if you go to get Darastrix at this point in the game without Jenny, he would give you the dragon scales, which of course he forces you to equip. But if Jenny's not on your team, you cannot equip Jenny with her dragon scale, which means Darastrix would never let you leave. So what I did to fix that situation is I made it so that Darastrix will refuse to help you if you go to him without rescuing Jenny. Anyway, should probably buy a few more healing items. Not that we necessarily need them, but why not? In fact, at this point in the game, we don't need these fire sticks anymore because the enemies ahead are immune to fire completely. And with that in mind, we are going to go into our next episode break, because coming up after this break, we're going to be fighting the final boss and saying goodbye to this game once and for all, calling it complete and that sort of thing. So we will be right back.